first feature film you all did, because Alton, this was the first, you were a dancer just like Janusz at the Het Nationaal Ballet, so that's where you guys met. And so you were moving into filmmaking from your dance career. And you're a singer, Jennifer, and you were doing your first acting role as well. So it was like a whole first. Did you feel that energy like the first time we're doing something completely different, we're like having like a career switch? Did you feel that energy on set?
I think it's like we, in a large sense, we didn't know what we are getting ourselves into, you know. I think, personally, I mean, Stanley Kubrick once said a great sentence. He said, if you want to learn how to make movies, make one. Doesn't matter what kind of a film is it documentary or whatever, just make a film. And for us, it was, I think, Altin, you already transcend into, you already retired
finished the
by then.
Film school,
and
first year by then.
You studied in SAE Institute filmmaking. For myself, I knew I'm going to go to United States in 2009 to study there acting.
So that was a year after you've done the film?
Yeah, it's basically, once I knew that I'm retiring here from the ballet and I'm going to LA, I thought we have this screenplay written which has been, you know, on our mind for quite some time. It's based in Amsterdam. So then we started to think, because we wrote a story in 2003. Mm-hmm. We were in Greece together. It was very warm. After 2 weeks, we were bored. We just sit down and we
You're
wrote,
bored in Greece,
but you know what I mean. It's like after a while we were like, what to do, and in the end we were taking our little notepads to a swimming pool and we were just writing a story. And we wrote the story for 11 in 2003, and then by 2007 we kind of had already 59 pages script written. They say 1 minute of a script is 1 page of the script is usually 1 minute of a screen time, because there were some descriptions and stuff like that. The film ended up being 87 minutes long. And yeah, you know, once I knew that I'm going to States, I wanted to make sure that this movie is made. I dressed in a suit, run around Amsterdam, went to 50 different hotels in Amsterdam. Hi, my name is JANUSZ Madej. I'm a producer of independent art house film 11. Unfortunately, we don't have money to pay for your location. However, the film will be taken to the Los Angeles, will be finished there, and will be sent on festival there. So what I will do, that's why you have such a big photo in the end of the hotel, because that was the promise from them. And from 50 different hotels, 2 of them said yes. One was like a 3-star hotel in Red Light District, not very nice. And then one in on the Leidse plain, the American Hotel, and we shot it there for.
There's a scene where actually the actress that plays the receptionist is actually telling us the website address. That's part of the deal, like to sort of placement.
Yeah. We needed to kind of promote them a little bit, because I said, look, the location in the film is almost like a character. So we will really, for instance, the room where Michael jumps. Yeah. It's the room number 117. It's actually the same room that those who know Ivana Čabak, an acting teacher that I study with, they always put celebrities in that room because it's one of those rooms where they kind of showcase the room. So when we were shooting there, for a week and a half, we had all the best rooms that they had. The restaurant, the lobby we had to shoot at night because we couldn't disturb anybody. But apart from American Hotel, there were 5 other locations on the same base. Hi, how are you? You know, we don't have money to pay you. However, you know, we're gonna make an advertisement. So that's how it went. And
Janusz, I mean, yeah, you didn't pay for the locations. The actors, I assume, were also part of it for free. But then there's equipment, there's post-production. How do you finance that?
What we came up with was, because Altin had a camera already as well. I had as well a camera, Canon camera. So my camera, we did like handheld stuff. Altin's camera we chose for the like principal photography. In terms of lighting, at the time I think Altin was still in SA Institute, so we sorted out some lights from him, sorted out some lights from Het Licht. That's why we are giving them thanks by the end. And it was very, you know, I'll be honest with you. I mean, before we made this, I read a couple of books on filmmaking. I wasn't one of those people that started making films with short films. This is the first movie I've ever made, ever. I didn't do short films, because usually filmmakers they do little bits and pieces. They kind of work on their craft, and you know, I kind of throw myself on the deep end of the pool. I thought, okay, let me just try. Let me just see how things will go, and yeah, you know. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, to direct and act in the same time.
Yeah, tell us a bit about that, because it's not, yeah, as you say, it's not easy. A lot of actors would never dare to direct themselves. And you, I mean, you had a few bits here and there of experience in acting, none of directing.
No.
So how did you do that? How did you cope with that?
For me, I mean, once I used to like Altin. I used to be a ballet dancer, and I started to study acting in the Department of Drama in Amsterdam under Debbie Maholland. Yeah, and as I was venturing further into acting, I started to see working on short films of other people that I'm starting to be interested in filmmaking aspects, directing. I purchased MacBook Pro from a filmmaker friend of mine, got a Final Cut Pro. I started to do editing, and I started to contribute more into the films, not only as an actor, but in the student films you can contribute more usually. Mm-hmm. And as I was doing it, I thought, you know what? I mean, let me just see how things will go. And before that, I never really worked on like a professional filmmaking set. All I've seen was student productions, and which in those you can really contribute more and more. And here I had a assistant director for the first 2 days. I kind of looked what he's doing, what he's saying, you know what I mean, like the protocol of what do you say before you shooting, you know, roll camera rolling, roll sound, and action. Simple things like that, you know. But this was kind of quite interesting an experience for me, and when I had a lot of energy, especially in the beginning of the film, it was easier. The harder it became when I became fatigued, because when you're in acting, you have to be fully concentrating. And when you do both, and production aspects, so somebody comes to you, hey, we have a problem with that light, and you're like, oh, you have to solve that, but in the meantime, you're starting to already be in the character and prepare, you know, and all these things. So it was a big test. The whole film as a production was a big test for me. But that's why it took so long actually also to be finished, because it could have been done already back in 2011. It was picture locked. But I also wanted to make sure that the sound design, and also the music will, you know, it's a 50% of your experience. It's sound and music. People don't really care about that, but it's true. If we would turn off the sound and music and we would just show you pictures, after 15 minutes you would switch off. And the other way around, even if the pictures are a bit grainy, but the sound and music kind of carries you through, it's a totally different experience. So that's, by the time we got the people that I wanted to work with, which was David Long in Los Angeles. David Long has a long career in LA. I don't remember if you remember the TV series MacGyver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
David got an Emmy nomination for MacGyver for sound design. And me and David, for 5 months, we were in his studio in Hollywood. Every day after he comes back from Walt Disney, I would come at 7 o'clock and we would stay there till 1 o'clock. That's why I have so much respect for sound designers, because I've worked with one for 5 months and I learned so much from him. And the music was done by a Polish composer who's currently now working in Los Angeles. His name was Bartek Gliniak. He worked with a lot of famous composers in Poland, and now he got a green card. He's working in Los Angeles. So it took a long time by the time I secured Bartek, and yeah, it took 6 years, guys. It took 6 years to do it. And there were moments where it's like, oh, just like let it go, you know, because if you do it yourself and you're doing more hats than one, after a while it's easy to get fatigued and like something is not working in this department, oh, I just want to give up or whatever. But we didn't. We finished last year. In the end of the year, was premiered in California. So it's.
And so since you talked about music, it's a good bridge to go to Jennifer, because music is what takes most of your time. You're a singer. And why would a singer decide to take part in a film, not only as an actress but also as a producer, which is a lot of headache?
It is, but I think for most people who do something artistic, they often have talents and passion for other fields, artistic fields. So I always also really like movies, and when you're actually singing, you're also doing a bit of acting. I write my own music, so it's a story that you're telling. So sometimes you write autobiographical things, and then it's easy to just say it, but sometimes you also have to sing in a character, if you do a musical or something.
Play a role.
Exactly, you have to play a role, or you have to convey a message that is not necessarily yours, but you're singing about something. So I also took acting lessons also in the Mulholland Academy.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's
it was
it's
Department of Acting Amsterdam.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah,
Yes.
now it's Mulholland Academy. So I also took some acting classes, and I enjoyed it. And I also thought, why should I just limit myself to one field? Let's see if I can do the rest. And the producing part, JANUSZ asked me to help, and I thought, okay, I actually did not know what I was getting into. I thought, okay, you know, it's just arranging this and arranging that, and okay. I didn't know that I would sleep maybe
very little sleep.
10 hours in the whole week.
But how did you cope with it? Like, you know, you're acting, you're on your scene, and then there's someone tapping on your shoulder, say, hey, the catering is not here yet. So
yeah, it was. Looking back right now, I really don't know how we pulled it off. It was crazy. I mean, you remember we were just going bananas, or at the end of the day we were so exhausted. But then we were looking at what we did, and it was like, oh wow, and then you get the passion to go on, and you know you have a deadline also.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, that with such a small crew, what we did, and a small budget, it was crazy.
And why don't we have a song by you in the film, JANUSZ? Hey, Mr.
There actually was.
There
was,
actually
but there was no. But I actually told him to cut it out. Yeah, no, because no,
the actual film was 97 minutes long.
The film was too long, so I said, take my song out. Maybe I'll make a soundtrack or something like that, or music.
And video. Is it because JANUSZ also directed some of your music videos?
Yes.
Is it very different to work with him as a director and work with him as an actor?
Yes. As a director,
let me leave. I'm gonna be honest.
He is a bit of pain in the ass. He's very difficult as a director. As an actor, it's different, because then you're on the same energy. But as a director, he can be. I know where he's coming from, because I know that he wants the best result, but he can be very harsh and direct. And sometimes when you, especially for me, who was not. I wasn't a professional actress, or it was all new for me, and then, you know, I understand he was pushing me to go further, to break out, to go out of the box, to go further and push myself further, but sometimes at the moment, I just wanted to kill him. Yeah. No, I was.
Sometimes that's the best. Sometimes that's the best chemistry you can have on set.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
And Altin, was this the year that you retired from dancing?
What year was
This
it?
was 2008, August.
Okay, so
like
1 year later after I retired.
Okay, so you retired. So you stopped dancing in 2007.
Such a blur for me.
A good blur.
Blast from the
Very
past.
good blur, and everything, you know, every moment it was
Yeah.
coming back to me. Oh yes, I was there. Oh yes, I was doing this. Oh yeah, it was just finished. It was gone. But what I remember. You didn't ask me this question,
Yeah.
but I'm just going on now.
Yeah.
But I remember that it was just spontaneous. It felt like a spontaneous thing. You know, and I just loved those moments. I was so proud of some scenes there, especially the one with the gun there. Everything was just like on the spot.
That's actually what you're saying about that scene. Me and Altin, we kind of left the whole crew. It was only me and you, because I knew it will be a very intense scene.
And Mario, right?
No.